All right, good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday night. Ooh, that does not look like the right size there. Let's see if we can fix that. The fun of streaming while I'm in a hotel is nothing stays consistent. It decides it wants to be different sizes every single time I log in, and I forgot to check this screen, which means it's probably going to be off on the next one as well. Welcome in, Ice. Welcome in, AB. Like I said, happy Thursday. Happy Friday to some, maybe. Not quite Friday yet on East Coast. Last night in a hotel for me. I was able to move my flight up tomorrow, so I don't have to sit in the airport for like 8 hours. So probably no stream tomorrow. Hopefully I get one in on Saturday. I've got a wedding to go to, so oh boy, those are always so much fun. I get invited, I think, just to make sure that I give a gift. But other than that, it'll be okay. We take care of that on Saturday. Like I said, I'm going to try to get a stream in there. I did drop a war vid this morning. There'll be one probably on Saturday. A little bit different trying to do war vids when I'm in a hotel and from my laptop. So I only came to boo, dislike, and choose violence. Works for me, Messiah. Works very, very well for me. I am ready to be out of this. Oh, awesome, AB. Well, I'm my wife's plus one, so you can be mine. That works perfectly fine. I'm ready to be out of Vegas. This is not my city. It's just there's lots of good stuff to do here. There's lots of things, but it's just not my city. I don't like cigarette smoke. I don't like noise. I don't like crowds. That's why I play video games. So, that's me. There's people here that are living it up, having a good time. I'm ready to be home. I'm ready to be quiet. I'm just ready to be in my office. Not smell like I've smoked about 59,000 packs of cigarettes today. My throat and my voice is almost gone. I don't know what was going on the casino floor today. So we're at Planet Hollywood. The casino's on the second floor. You got the lobby, the check-in area and all that on the first floor. Got the casino, and then you've got the conference rooms and all that, all up on the third floor. So that's where we were all day. But for whatever reason, I don't know if they changed the fans or whatever, all the cigarette smoke seemed like it was just coming right up into that area. And my throat is raw. It is almost gone. So it could be an interesting stream. That's about it. Don't know what I'm going to do tonight. I guess, if you guys have any thoughts, any preferences, I could do battlegrounds. I haven't stepped foot in the event quest. I've got to do that. We can do some AQ. I've got to finish that up before the morning. We could do some battlegrounds. I don't know if I'm still in Mysterium or not. I probably dropped down, would be my guess. Nope, still in Mysterium. So we're good there. I don't know what the 6 are down here. Oh, yeah, I've still got to claim those. Now that the stores have been upgraded a little bit, at least the Radiant store and all that, I'm thinking it's a dangerous thing to do. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's go big screen and let's take a look at this. Let's see if big screen's working or if I've got to adjust things there too. Hey, that looks more or less right. It's a little off. I don't care. So looking here in the Radiant store. Okay, so hear me out. Tomorrow, most likely, hopefully, maybe, we get the second compensation. Right now, I've got 1, almost 2. So if I look at this here, we're almost at 2. We're 13,000 away from 2. Okay, so let's just say we got 2. I'll get my third. Un, deux, trois. My third. And I've been holding on to this. Why don't we do that? We can do 2 new rank 4s. So I got to start thinking about that. Yeah, I'm not going to do it quite yet because I do want to open up the other crystals, the other Titan crystal. There'll be 2 Titan Nexuses I've got to open up yet. I haven't claimed any of the. I've got to do some claiming today probably, but I haven't claimed the first batch yet. It's still sitting in here somewhere. I haven't claimed Miles Morales yet. I'm just being stubborn and pig-headed and don't want to do it. I don't know why. It's in here somewhere. I got units in here to claim too. I'll claim, like I said, I'll claim all this stuff later. There it is. There's the thank you for playing. So there's the other Titan. I'm going to have two of those that I can open up. Bunch of sig stones we can apply. So we're going to get some prestige out of this. I could take Miles to rank 4. He'll be a sig 200. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? I would probably shoot myself if I did it. I'm not a big Miles guy. But, if somebody said, hey, Miles is top prestige in the game, I might think about it. So right now, if I had to do a rank 4 tonight, right this second, if someone broke into this hotel room and said, you need to rank 4 somebody right now, it's probably going to be that guy. Oh, Messiah, I know that's not the truth. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm waiting until I open the crystals. If I pull high evolutionary out of one of those two, I don't like the guy. I really don't. But he, unlike Miles, is the top prestige champion, I believe. So I've got that. I'll have 60 sig stones on top of, if I can find the 7-star generic in here. They're somewhere. There they are, 105. So that would be 165. Plus, somewhere, there gets me 171. So maybe we can squeak out some other sig stones somewhere and take him up. That's kind of my thought. I would get him very, very close to sig 200. You never know. Maybe I get him twice. Maybe that's what happens. I don't know. While we're thinking, but I have an awakening gem waiting for him in sig 80. I typically don't go high prestige, but more and more of the game is moving that way with the EQ based on prestige and better rewards for higher prestige. Who knows? Who knows what we'll do in the future? I hate that node. You know how many frickin' times in my life I do that and I think he's parried and he's not? Got tenacity on the node, so... And I always hate doing AQ in front of you guys because I always mess it up somehow. Hey, there you go. Now we can finish this fight off. Hopefully. I just took up iDoom to rank 4 and dumped 100 sigs into him for prestige. Yeah, I hate... I'm not a big... I got away from the prestige race for a while. I may throw myself back into it. I don't know. You got to have something to kind of keep you motivated and keep you moving in the game. And right now, the lag just trying to move to a node ain't very motivating. Wow. 50% tenacity and 2 parries stuck. They did that because they figured on the third one, I was going to figure it was going to stick. You notice he took that little pause. The tenacity is usually pretty darn quick. They'll shrug it off, but the guy will stand there for a second. They're waiting for you to think, oh, he's stunned. Hit into him. Ha ha, sucker. That's what they're waiting for. That's what they count on. All right, so how do I want to get to the boss? Do I want to help somebody out and take care of Cyclops, or do we want to go Kitty Pryde? Do I want to be nice, or do I want to make them clear their own fights? That's what it boils down to. Because I will show you my score here in a minute. We are going the whole way through the boss. The boss will be mine. And my wife just sent me a text message. She's up late. Okay, throw a special. There you go. He was trying to make sure. See, they get sneaky. They try to hit you. They really, really do. Let me see what she had to say. I'll have to look at that later. I'll have to look at what she sent me later. She wants me to buy her something. Doesn't she know I have no money? All right. So, let's see how Drew's doing here. All righty, Messiah. Take care, man. I'll be back on East Coast time for a couple weeks here in a day. He's in good shape. We're going to go this way. We're going to spend 15 whole units, baby. Just so I don't have to deal with AQ in the morning. I will have to spend some units on the mini account too, because I got to jump in there and get some stuff done on the mini. But you know, the best thing about finishing up AQ right now is, after this, it's done for the week. Oh, you helped me out there. That was nice of you. Yeah, what the heck? Let's throw the special 3. I'm tired of taking some chip damage. And this may be a shorter stream tonight. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I have not decided yet. Not my typical time. I want to get some sleep so that I'm back a little bit more on East Coast schedule. All right. Well, let's hope Mordo. Let's hope Mordo plays nice. And then I'm going to read that. My wife keeps text messaging me, so I'm going to take a look at those in a minute. I'm going to put you guys on hold. Bigger name on the other line, so to speak. Oh, he's going to be the prick Mordo. Yay! At least he threw a special there. Just get to a special 3 before he decides to go completely turtle mode, please. All right, we should be able to get to a special 3. Yeah, there we are. I'm telling you, this guy, there is no other champion in this game that can play the turtle mode quite as well as Mordo. And I save my special 3 for when he doesn't want to throw a special, or if I accidentally get clipped by a special 1. So that's why you don't see me throwing specials, and his Fury's going absolutely bonkers. All right, and like I said, I save it for when he does not want to throw a special. Yeah, Cassandra's not a very tough defender. You know, especially when she does the, there we go. Boom. Done. I like it. Now, let me show you this score. Let me show you my score. There you go. No items. Both warlocks and a boss. And all the shared fights in between. I like being done with AQ before other people even join. That's the highlight of my day. I live a really, really boring life. Yeah. I'll jump on that after the stream's done. So we're done there. We're done with war. I'm gonna show you something, a little sneak peek, but we're done with war. Somebody's sitting all alone there with a dead boss and a 3. Just saying. I don't know who that is, but that guy's pretty darn good. Guy's pretty darn good. Let me see. Gonna load up the old iPad here so I can see my text messages. Dun. Okay. All right. All right. There we go. Responded, I'm done. She needs to go to bed. Yeah, let's see. What do we want to do? What do you guys want to do? What's Abdo doing? I know Abdo's jumping all over my stream. He's jumping all over my stream, jumping all up in my business. He saw me streaming and he decided he was going to do it anyway. It's not like this is his normal time. Kurd told you you're taking too many bosses to leave him some, so you haven't done a boss yet this season. I've done, see, there's what, 4 wars so far? I've done 2. To me, taking the boss, it all depends on how cleanly I get through the paths. If I don't have to use a whole lot of items, this war, I did have to use some. Let me see. And yes, you see another something I'm going to give away. Yeah, see, I used 7 items. I only took the boss because, well, I wanted to. I had to heal up after the mini fight. But you also did notice the team. This is going to make a good video because there's Yelena. The offensive Yelena. Yelena on attack. And she did, I think, 4 fights. So you got that to look forward to. I'm going to put that together when I get home, probably Saturday morning. Something like that, post it. I've got the war video out from war number 3, where I did destroy my deathless streak. Not once, but twice. So you got that you can go look at. You can see me get absolutely demolished. I have decided I don't like the meta in Alliance War. I do not like the global. Especially if you have to try and take the fight with. Here's the crappy thing. Okay, you have to take a tactic defender on a hazard shift node when you're only immune to one of the 2. They do not ever, other than the 5 seconds it's on cooldown, not have unstoppable. I mean, and you've got to line up. You've got to line up the hazard shift with just the part you need. With the 5 seconds, you can do damage. I don't know how it fits together, but that's all you got. Or you take the fight with a champion that is a tactic attacker, that has no immunities. I haven't quite figured out what they were thinking with this one, because there are just some nodes you can't really deal with. He does, but let me ask you a question. What would you do for a Klondike bar? What would you do on that note? Poison rupture. Well, that's not a good one. That's not a good one. Let's go here. Incinerate, shock, Jean Grey. Incinerate, shock, Jean Grey on that note. Bastion can do it. He's neither immune to incinerate nor shock. I can tell you. Anti-venom, that may be a call. He'd have the poison side of it. Is he tactic? Does he have the forbearance tag? No, he does not. Oh, incinerate immune. That's right, incinerate immune. But he does not have the tactic tag. So she is going to be, if you accidentally hit into her when she is in the shock phase, she's going to be unstoppable the majority of the fight. Hey, CB, no problem, man. Get some sleep. I'm probably not going to stream long. Yeah, the tactic does unstoppable. See, that's the problem. You know, when you look at the tactic, let me find a tactic here. Here you go, Jean right here. So here's the tactic. If the defender has the Wrath tag, every 7 seconds, the attacker is inflicted with a rage debuff, lasting 30 seconds. If the attacker gains 7 non-damaging debuffs. Okay, fighting Jean Grey, you end up with 7 debuffs very quickly. She puts debuffs on you. You get debuffs from the node. You get debuffs from the global. No, Ghost doesn't work because they're non-damaging debuffs. She doesn't get rid of them. So she'll still have the non-damaging debuffs on there from Jean and from the node. So from Jean, she'll put non-damaging debuffs on you, and the global node will put non-damaging debuffs, which Ghost doesn't shrug. And then on top of it, when you're fighting Jean Grey with those, you've got to deal with the reverse controls. AV's got slow, he'll stop it. Yeah, you just have to deal with the reverse controls. Yeah, I'm just throwing the global on this one. But this node here is the one I struggled with Jean Grey on. So it's a pain. You know, you can do it. Gene reverse controls is pretty easy for you now, at least. Yeah, but when to me, when I was juggling so many other things, it was hard. Moondragon pre-fight stops. Yeah, but in order to do the number of fights that I do, I can't bring in a champion I'm not going to use. But Kurd. Hey, Kylon, thank you for the sub. I will say, you were talking about this guy here. Solvark. Is he tactic? Maybe I have to rank them up. So that fight there, Kurt, Yelena. Easy, easy solo. It'll be out in the next war bid. He's tactic. God, I don't like him either. But maybe. Maybe he's a rank up. Maybe he's an awakening and a rank up. What's his immunities? Bleed and poison. Yeah, he wouldn't work on that node. Bleed and poison. So he doesn't work. I think Viv would work. I think she's tactic, isn't she? I know Maker is. Immune to Neuroshock and reverse controls. But once again, that's Neuroshock. That is not shock, and that is not poison or incinerate, which is on that node. He cannot die versus energy mutant and heals off energy damage. He works. I have many. Okay. Well, maybe Bastion is the way I go on that node. I just don't like it. It's not a fight that feels good to me. So I don't know. I don't know. I've got him ranked up. He worked okay to end the fight. So what I'm saying is AV is just the GOAT because he can do. I've got him. I do. But once again, the problem comes in trying to fit him in on a team. I typically can't just bring somebody for one fight. Because my goal, when I do Alliance War, for example, in this war, we cleared 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like doing 9 fights at least. 10 would be ideal. So, yes, I did drop, and by the way, I'll kind of give it away. I did drop one to that rank 4 Thanos. I got very, very close, but I screwed up and missed getting a neutralize on there, and, well, he got the... I then ended up being faltered during a special and got wrecked. So, that it's hard to bring in a champion that just does one fight. For example, I used Wiccan also for that fight. I used Yelena for that one, for Mr. Negative. I used Ironheart there. This was another Yelena fight. Then Wiccan. And then here, that's of course none other than Ironheart. And then Yelena, then Wiccan, then Ironheart and Ironheart. It's a decent looking map. I don't know, what are we at? 38 and 4. Decent, not great. So what I do for 4BGs is I typically am one of the first ones in. We can go back here to see. I think I was second this time. Yeah, I was second. And then you can see the next thing you see is I've cleared the boss. I try to get in and take my path, 1 on every mini island, 2 on the boss island, and then the boss if I can fit. If I can build a team that works for it, That's it. That's kind of what I do. That's kind of my goal when it comes to war. I like minimum minimum 7 fights. Eight's better. 9 is almost ideal. 10 if I can do it. And I could have possibly tried with the team I had this node. I could have tried the Void with Ironheart. I just didn't feel good about it. Yeah, we do free for all. I try, there's just some that I just can't do. The other one I could have done, I probably could have done this one with Ironheart. I probably should have, but I'd already had to use some items and I was trying to minimize. I already knew I had an onslaught to take with him, with her and the boss. I had a little look down through Alliance War. I've just got to figure out. I've got to figure out something for that Jean Grey. The one I'm thinking is probably the Maker. I'm kind of thinking if I pull him, he's probably going to rank 3, probably getting awakened. I'm in a way, I almost kick myself for not taking Viv. As bad as that sounds. Don't really like her. But she may be able to take her on some nodes. I want options. I want options. I'm not a huge Alliance War guy. I'm not going to rank just for Alliance War. That's the downside to Maker. I've got to figure out if he's going to be any good for battlegrounds. Well, Kurt, that's also one of the reasons why I go in there early. I get in there early so that I can take the fights that I want to take, fights that I know I can do. Some of them are harder fights. Typically, what I will do on the right island here is either left or right. I'll either go with the rooted or the rich get richer. Here, I tend to take the middle because Ironheart just deals with this so much better than anything else. She can basically turn off the bubble shield portion of it, and then it's just a power focus 2 fight, pretty much. You can be aggressive, which Ironheart likes. It makes it easy. Occasionally, I will do the footloose node, or the Mixmaster, sorry. So sometimes we'll take that. Depending on who's here, I can take this one as well. I will take Nulls there. I will not typically take Spider-Woman because there's usually no way I can bring in a champion that can deal with her. This island, really depending on who I have on my team. If I've got Incinerate immune, if I've got Nico, I'll go the middle. If I've got Ironheart, which I typically do, I can go left or right. So typically I take one there. And then depending on who I have on my team and who I can bring in, I would go left or right up here. And you can see it in my war videos. I mean, I try not to hide anything. I try to do it all. So that's it. I enjoy it. That's kind of one of the things that I enjoy. I'm not a planner. I'm not an officer. Don't necessarily want to be. But I do like trying to figure out how to get a team put together that can handle 9 fights. And it's like with this war, I brought in Yelena. You don't see Yelena on attack in Alliance War very, very often. That to me was kind of fun. I really enjoyed trying to squeeze her in there. And I have no idea what any of this stuff is anymore. Tech attacker inflicts power drain, burn, or lock on defender. Inflicts a shock passive. Each time the defender is inflicted with a shock effect, or when either champion uses a special, while fighting the tech attacks gain indefinite furies. Okay, so tech with shock. Wow, I wonder who that is. I wonder which tech champions here can do shock. Maybe Shuri, maybe him. Maybe him. No, not him. Wrong one. Wrong him. Maybe him. And we could do special ones there. We may do that. Who's the boss here? Who's the boss? I always love that. It's a tech path. It's a tech quest. Let's put a cosmic boss. Why? Bob and weave. Encroaching root. Harmful blocks. Whenever either champion blocks an attack, they are inflicted with a bleed, which means I need a double immune. That's always fun. Defender's block. The attacker has a 100% chance to be inflicted with a bleed. Okay. Well, you know what? We're going to go class disadvantage. Most likely. I've got a robot. I've got a couple robots. We can do that. The other thing we'll do, just for giggles, because, you know, we haven't used him in, good Lord, I don't know how long. Where is he? Where is the big old fat man in a white suit? And I'm not talking about Santa Claus. Entering will lock your eligible rewards for the duration of the event. You know what? We're not going to do that because I'm going to increase my prestige probably Saturday. So we'll hold off. I guess that means we got to do something else. Arena. That's it. That's what everybody's tuning in for. We're just going to do some arena. Actually, we're gonna go spend. You know, I'm holding off. I'm delaying things. I wish they would update this store a little bit. Again. Hold it. I said buy. I didn't say go away. There we go. So we buy. And then we come down here and we buy these. All right, now we can possibly start claiming some stuff. Let's go ahead and clear some of this stuff out. That I can claim. See, occasionally I do clear things. That I can claim. That I can claim. And we're done there. What do we have here? We have 2,500. Oof. Now we're starting to get in. Now we're starting to get into some bigger things here. 5,000. I can claim that. 7,500. I can claim that one. Okay. We're able to claim all those. We're back to almost max. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Let's open some crystals. Anybody want to sponsor me to try and get Dracula? Anybody get Dracula? Speaking of which. Anybody pull Mr. Dracula? I know some of you went for him. I don't lie to me. I know some of you guys went for him. Kurt, how many Draculas did you get? Let's open up 6 stars and then we'll open up a 7-star. Well, whoops, that was a Titan. How far am I from a regular 7-star? Oh, we've got a regular 7-star. Let's open up a couple 6 stars anyway. Max signatures. Signatures? That's right. It was a max signature. Wow, I speak English well. Where did it go? Where's my 6 stars? Did I pass them? They just move around. Let's open, I don't know, let's open 5. And then we're going to open a 7-star. I'm still not used to that Magneto artwork. All right, let's open a 7-star. Let's, there is still one 7-star champion I'm missing out of the basic. Well, I don't know. There may be more now. Now that they added other champions in there may be some other ones. See, I don't blame you there, Kurd. I'm buying less because, well, I don't want to buy anymore. I don't want to buy random. I think that's my new thing. I don't want to buy random stuff. I don't things that are randomized. How about that? That's not a bad one there. I'll take that. More SIGs on Nova be good. That's more SIGs on a rank 3. I don't think he's in my prestige at all. Nope, he's not. All right. All right. All right. I think I've held off and done everything I can do. I don't think I ever stepped on the last node here. I didn't. Let me step on out of AQ. Come on. Move on. There you go. Way to go, game. We can look at the new stores. What is this? What is this? What in the bloody hell? Why? Neither are good. Why? Get rid of it. Go away. Go home. I don't know why I got that, but go home. The other store we can look at, they made some updates here. Added in some things. You got some tier 4 basic alloys now. You've got more tier 3 basic alloys now. You got some bigger chunks of tier 7 basic, which I don't think was in there before. You had the tier 4s in there, alpha in there somewhere. So, I'm not thrilled with this update. There's the tier 4 alphas. So a little bit bigger chunk. A little less expensive. Nice little update, but I think the things I'll end up buying are probably tier 4 basics to get those up. Probably some of the tier 3 alloys. It's just such a small amount. It's going to take a while. Look at all that gold. What? That right there, I'm going to get on my soapbox here a little bit. That is a resource that is so sorely wasted. So just, I know there's people, I don't know if there are anymore. There used to be people that struggled for the, oh, wow. Man, that hit me. People used to struggle having enough gold. Now most people have more gold than they will ever be able to spend on ranking up champions. What else in this game, other than ranking champions and relics, do you use gold for? Why do we have all these currencies? Why can't we use gold for more things? Why can't I convert gold? Why can't I buy with my gold, aka money? Usually gold is a resource that is considered money. Why can't my gold buy? Can it? Yeah, why can't it buy Alliance raid tickets? Why can't I don't know, donate my gold to the Alliance for loyalty? Why can't I donate my gold to the Alliance for glory? I want some type of trade in store that I can trade my gold for other resources. Heck, let me buy units with gold. You can buy gold with units. Why not buy units with gold? You know, Hu-Wei Street here. It just, I mean, I've got 706 million. And, people like Yusafa have billions. Why? I mean, it's even like this. Loyalty. What the am I going to spend 6.5 million loyalty on? I mean, I buy stuff now that's just going to expire. Why not allow it? See, like this. I'll buy these, just to have them. They're all going to be an overflow. Probably need some health potions after this war, which will be good, but I gain more loyalty in a season than I can possibly use. Yeah, there we go. So look at this. So we're gonna drop some of it, but there we go. Now we're capped on health potions again, and we still have 6.2 million. I mean, yes, I could buy a couple copies of 6-star Unstoppable Colossus, who I don't own, who I will never own. I mean, I could buy that. I could buy the 5-star. I could buy the 4-star. I could have the whole set. I'm not buying any of this crap. I know, let's buy the generic 6-star Awakening Gem. I could buy these. Yeah, I could buy Loyalty Shatter, enough to open up several crystals, but I've already got 23 of these. Yes, it's a kind of a first world problem. I'm a hoarder when it comes to resources in this game. You never know when you're going to need them, so I always hold on to them. So anyway, that's that. I'm afraid to run a battlegrounds match. To be completely honest, that's why I haven't done it. We'll run one. I win, we'll do 2. I win again, we'll do 3. I may make this about an hour stream. It could be a 3-hour stream. I accidentally bought 2 Paragon Dracula crystals, so I'm just waiting for Japan to refund. Yeah, I wouldn't open them. I'm done. I'm done with random things, spending my money to get random things. Now, if they put with the Dracula crystal, hey, buy the Dracula crystals and get a, I don't know, let's say a tier 7 basic and 2 tier 4 alphas, I'd buy it. At that point, I would buy it. I'm not buying random gems that are not going to give me a 7-star Dracula and nothing else. I don't want to spend $100 for a 6-star Dracula. I really don't. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But it just doesn't feel good. I've done it many, many times, so there is that. It just does not feel good. So yeah, I don't want to do it. Ah. Don't like this draft already. Damn it! I like it even less now. This is why I didn't want to do it. Yeah, we'll go this way. Maybe we can salvage something. I doubt it based on what he's getting. I doubt I can salvage anything. At least that Nico. Maybe hold off that Dark Phoenix. Maybe. And game's just spinning. I can't do anything right at the moment. Game is just spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Let's go this way. No, let's go this way. What the hell? Alrighty, guys. I think I'm going to probably, depending on what happens here, I may call it as well. Just not feeling it. Not feeling the MCOC tonight. I thought I'd put a stream together, see what we could do. Just not. Let's go there. I don't know. Let's try this. Sure. He's got me with Ironheart on there. I should have drafted Ironheart, but I didn't. I did so good until right there of not getting hit and not letting her hit into my block. Come on, throw your special. Don't know if this is going to be enough, but I got to go for it now. Of course not. Why would it be enough? Ironheart did that fight half the amount of time. Yep. Yep. It's Jover. I ain't got nothing for him. That was a decent, I mean, I'll take that. That was a decent photon fight. Wasn't great. It was decent. I don't know. Let's try Kindred. If I win this, I have a shot. Trying to dex to get the regen. And keep him knocked down to keep the node debuffs on there. Knock him down again. I'm going very slow because there we go. Now we got a dex in there. Oh, what the heck happened there? What happened to my health? Oh well. Alrighty, folks, that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna pack up so that I can head home tomorrow. Hope everybody have a great evening. Go say hi to Abdo, any of that kind of fun stuff. We'll be back normal schedule starting next week. Take care, all.